No, I get you. Close this and hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another modular components. We're doing a bit of a special here because if you haven't noticed, it's the end of the fucking year, everybody, and nobody wanted to record an episode on our normal recording day because that would have been Christmas. So instead, we're recording this a bit early, and it's going to end up coming out on New Year's Eve. So, apropos of nothing, myself, the Vacuuminator, and my intrepid collecting cohort, Snowcone 83, we're going to be counting down the top 10 figures that each of us picked up over the last year. I guess top 10 toys in general, because I do have a roleplay item on my list. Spoilers. Yeah, top 10 toys each of us bought this year. Not that came out this year, because those lists would be slightly different, but just things that could be considered toys that we picked up in the last year that we both really enjoyed because we're both TJ Omega may have invented the term, but we are both plastic addicts. Yeah.
It has to. I mean, it has to literally.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, Snowcone, but I got a lot of stuff this year, a lot more than I normally would. This is probably the most stuff per year I've ever gotten because I caught the pre-order bug this year, and I caught it pretty bad. It messed me. It messed me up financially, but bigged me up in terms of my shelves being fuller.
I mean, we want to talk about filling up shelves. This entire year alone, has been a transcendent. No, damn it.
Transformative?
Sure, we'll go with that one. Fitting. Transformative year for my me and my hobby, because at the literal beginning of this year, on the 8th of this fucking year, I moved into my own place, and all year I've been setting up my room and putting up my display on 1, 2, 3, 4 different shelves, hanging stuff up, just doing all kinds of crazy. Like actually displaying the things that I've had bought for years and hiding away in boxes, putting up all my Transformers, my Star Wars, Xevos, my Marvel Legends, just anything and everything, busting out old Legos, getting back in just absolutely bonkers. And I also have been ramping up, making more money continuously. So I don't know. I just have just got stuff. Been getting toys nonstop all year, it seems. I caught the pre-order bug too, but me and you pre-order differently, and I think that's what has affected. Cause there's things that I straight up don't have that might even be on this.
You pre-order primarily through GameStop, right?
Right. And
yeah, I do most of my pre-orders through Entertainment Earth, but I'll also occasionally get something on BBTS or a Japanese import site if that's the only place I can get it.
Yeah, and see, I don't even know the amount of things I don't have right now. I know I don't have that one red Omega Sentinel, I think.
Yeah.
From the X-Men I wanted that so bad. I saw it in person, but I had it pre-ordered, so I never bought it, but never got to games. And there's a few other things like that. I still have a bunch of stuff pre-ordered through GameStop, and now I don't even go into Palaka, so I have to try to start pre-ordering shit through.
Yeah.
I almost don't want to though, because I only like the one that I worked with, and I don't know what to do.
I mean, if you wanna switch it up, I'd say Entertainment Earth is a pretty good option. I've mostly enjoyed my experience with them.
I'm a little smelly penis, and I sometimes don't like having to pay more for something.
Well, they don't really mark stuff up.
They don't.
BBTS tends to put an extra $2 to $4 on everything, but
don't you have to pay for it up front?
No, their pre-orders are every pre-order I have gone in on has been they charge you when it arrives and then they ship it. But they don't charge you up front, and you can cancel at any time. BBTS though, like I said, there will be a little extra on top usually, and sometimes if it's a really expensive item, there will be a non-refundable deposit that's like 25% of the full cost.
I haven't pre-ordered something.
Yeah. But No, I think it's really cool though that you've been able to get such a amazing display going. Whenever I see photos of your room, it looks really cool. I hope at some point next year your job calms down enough that you could do like a full collection tour video. I think that would be really exciting.
Oh, it'll be something because by that time, like here pretty soon, second
Nice.
really spread things out, get
Mhm.
more shelves. I'm probably gonna have. I'm probably. I can't decide yet, but I'm definitely gonna have. I might just move all my Star Wars figures out of here and into,
Mm.
and have themed shelves like the different.
I would love to do that. But I don't have enough Star Wars stuff at the moment, probably, because this year has been a little weird for me in terms of display, because for pretty much the whole summer, I had access to the spare room as if it was kind of my collection production room. And then recently, that's been thrown into a bit of a question as to whether or not I'm going to be able to use that going forward or not because of family stuff I don't want to get into. So back in November, I actually pared down my collection a lot. I sold about 40% of what I had to get it to the point where everything I have now fits very snugly, but it all fits within the two bookcases I actually have in my bedroom right here. Um, and anything I sold is not on this list, obviously. But yeah, it's been a weird thing, but like it's very much a high low kind of year for me with collecting. Because I've enjoyed getting all this stuff, but there was definitely a point where I was like, I've been buying a lot of this because I'm trying to do certain things with figure photography, and it just wasn't clicking for me as much as I wanted to, so I kind of had to pivot for that reason as well. And now I'm much more in a display mindset, especially because I don't I think yeah, by the time this comes out, the video where I reveal this will come out. I'm going back to using my shelves display as the background for my solo channel videos. So I gotta kind of think about what's gonna stick out and look the nicest in that sort of sense.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a lot of preamble. So should we go ahead and get into the list?
Yep. Do
Um,
it how you wish, and I will.
yeah, so what I had thought was we would go back and forth, each doing one figure at a time, obviously counting from 10 to 1, and maybe around like 5 or in between 2 and 1, we could do some honorable mentions. But we need to figure out who's going first. You want to flip a coin? I was just going to do the Google application, but
I'll do that.
yeah. Okay, let me pull this up. Uh, share my screen so you know I'm not screwing you over. All right, flip it in 3, 2, heads.
We didn't decide who said sales.
Oh yeah, we didn't. Jesus, it's
Well,
late when we're recording this, ladies and gentlemen. Uh,
well,
you want heads or tails? You call it since I'm flipping.
I'll do heads.
Okay, I'm gonna flip again now. And it is heads. So, sir, please go ahead and give me your number 10.
All right, my number 10. I couldn't really figure out where. I think the 10 spot is fitting for this gentle giant. It did technically come out last year, but I got it this year with my income tax. And that is Omega Supreme.
The War for Cybertron one?
Yep, the War for Cybertron Omega Supreme, the big boy.
Nice.
One, I've never transformed him.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. I just like it's there. It's done. He's done. I got it. It's right there.
Yeah.
Um, I want
Still
to
have
enjoy the
not
city
seen
mode.
that figure in person, actually. I've seen it in box in person, but I haven't seen an out of box sample in person yet.
I'd love it so much. I literally would like pick it up and hug it. When I got it, I kept it not in my room, but in the living room, like so everyone could fucking come home and say, like, "Look
It's
at this
it's
thing, piece
greeting
of shit."
you when you get home from work like an excited toddler. Daddy's home.
And now it's taken up a very interesting space in my room. And like I took a shelf out of, or I took a shelf out of one of these areas, and I have like a very sleek, about 5 inch tall shelf space. So like from the shelf to the next shelf, there's 5 inches. So there's a bunch of tiny figures crammed in there and stuff like that. which means there's like a double space going from the floor up. And it's probably, I don't know, 3 feet tall. Yeah, it's about 3 feet tall. And I got
Wow.
some CDs and some DVDs and some games stacked up against the back. And then he's just like existing in space. And I have him pointing up to the other corner of my room where the other figure I got, the Devastator. But Devastator's cool. You know, I'm glad to have him. That figure is neat and everything like that. But Omega Supreme is just like,
Yeah,
like
those are both figures that I kind of missed the boat on, and I'm always kicking myself about. I would really like to have them, but I don't know. Maybe one day they'll be like convention pickups for me.
I definitely recommend Omega stuff. It the articulation, the look, it's there. I don't know
Yeah.
when and if and how.
All the photos I see of it look. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead into my number 10, and it's definitely something that I think wouldn't make a lot of people's lists, but I had to put it on here just for personal reasons, and that is the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection Wave 9 SPD Green Ranger. For those of you who don't know, my favorite Ranger growing up was SPD Green, and I've been waiting for him to be in the Lightning Collection basically since the line started. And to finally have the figure is just a really cathartic thing for me. And we're only one Ranger away from completing that team now, which is really exciting. SPD is my favorite season. I love Bridge. He's still up there as one of my favorite Rangers, and he's one of the only Rangers I can actually say I had a fun experience meeting their actor. Not that like I have disparaging opinions of like a lot of Power Ranger actors, but like I have like a whole story about that because I didn't meet him at a convention. I fucking met him at work, and that's still the coolest thing ever to me.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Mhm. And the figure itself is really, really solid. It's got just about everything you expect from the Lightning Collection. The SPD figures have had some slight inconsistency problems in terms of deco, and that definitely is prevalent on this guy, but it's not as egregious on some of the other ones, I'd say. So that's my number 10. Not a whole lot of amazingness to it. Just like there's a lot of sentimental value in it, and I'd never had a figure of the character before then. I never had any Power Ranger figures growing up because my mom was one of those moms that thought it was too violent, and I had to kind of watch it behind her back for the first couple of years I was into it.
Too violent.
Mhm.
My mom wouldn't let me watch this
Yeah. I think
show.
I can't remember if I was ever interested in watching The Simpsons, and my parents vetoed it as a kid. I think it's one of those things I found out towards my teenage years, and I've always been like, oh, I'll get around to watching The Simpsons, and I still never have. Uh,
Yep.
but sir, what is your number 9?
My number 9 is Hasbro GI Joe Classified Series.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah. Like I don't have that much connection to the character, but it's definitely one of the best classified figures. And I don't know if it's on here, if I felt compelled to put it on here because of how fucking horrible it was
Yeah,
to
that
get.
random ass drop, and then it
That's
just
not how I got mine. I got mine
yeah.
at Target.
Didn't I send him to you?
Um,
Didn't I middleman you one? Isn't that how you got it?
d-
Yeah, it was that and the Black Series Clone Wars boys.
I opened my blood. I swear to God, I picked it up. I know I got one for Cole, right?
You might be mixing those two memories together because I clearly remember sending you a blood. I think there's a photo somewhere in Boingo's server of you getting it and being like, look at this stupid bag he put it in. Because I think I wrote like some nonsense name for him on the baggie I put him in.
Bro, I can't remember. I
I'm like,
know I picked one up through order, but that might be for Cole.
yeah, I think you did that for Cole, and like you somehow mixed the two memories together. I'm scrolling through Chris's chat now to see if I can find it. Or
Because I
excuse
know
me,
you sent
Boingo's
me
chat.
Cody, not Cody,
Uh,
Anakin and Echo.
yeah,
Bro, so another thing I do have to be clear about has nothing to do with this topic.
yeah,
I think because of like this is not joking at all, kind of concerning me. I think because of like all the stress I went through in September with like the wreck and else happening. I think I got like some minor short-term memory loss legitimately.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
because I was hanging out with my friend Lydia, and I was like, "Damn, it's been like a year since we've seen each other at school." No, I've seen her like 8 fucking times. We had dinner, we hung out with like we did so much shit, and I literally couldn't fucking recall any of it until she told me what we
Weird.
and, hanging out with Lydia is, like, one of the biggest things I could ever fucking like, I was very upset just in general of that, and I don't know what else I forgot.
Well,
Um,
apparently you forgot that I sent you a Major Blood, which is also funny because, like, that's one of the
no, you
only
you definitely did. You definitely
yeah.
did.
Like, that's one of the only classified series figures I've actually gotten rid of since getting it. Because it's not like, and I didn't do it because it was a bad figure, in my opinion. It just didn't excite me that much for whatever reason, because it wasn't a character I was super familiar with, and I wasn't very into uh, the look offhandedly. I just bought it because I was buying everything classified at that time, and after I got it out of packaging, I was like, this is good, but I don't feel like I need him for my Cobra lineup because I'm not that hardcore of a GI Joe guy.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted, like, I'll probably get every set they put out. At least, like, one of just about. I might not get variations. I won't get, like, the fucking Cobra Island, roadblock or anything.
You mean the Python Patrol boys? You're not getting them?
No. Oh, no, I'm getting the fuck out of them. I'm not gonna go back and get the Cobra Island,
Hmm.
but I will get as many of the fucking Python Patrol figures as I can.
Fair
Um,
enough.
but yeah, no, for me, Major Blood is always a cool character. I really enjoy the figure. Like, I love his little missile things. I had the 30th anniversary or whatever, figure, like, or, I don't know, is it the 30th? You know the one where they had, like, the zombie trooper?
Yeah,
The wave? Like, it was like
I
a
think that was I think that was 35th anniversary. I want to
that's what it
say.
is. That's exactly what I got the Major Blood for that, or, like, the one that is around there.
Yeah,
Um,
I just found the photo. Hang on. Uh, sorry about that. I just found the photo of the baggie.
alright, sorry.
Major John Bloodman Senior of the Joe class. Uh, um,
So I got that when I was messing with bro, that makes me feel bad. Those fucking effects in the background from
mhm.
Silver Sterion are still in my fucking deck.
Yeah, this photo is dated 6/16/2021.
Oh, 6 months,
Oh,
whatever.
Jesus,
That was 6 months. What is
that is crazy. Anything else you want to say about Blood?
um, I like his revolver. I like his,
That is a nice gun. I'll admit
yeah.
that. That's a really nice gun.
I don't know, I've always thought the character was cool. I don't know if you've watched the cartoon, but I watched the fuck out of the cartoon.
I've watched some episodes of the cartoon and I like what I've seen, but I don't think any of the episodes I've seen have at least not majorly featured blood.
Yeah, growing up, I watched reads of that, and I also got to start watching. I watched Sigma 6, and I watched fucking, the one that you like, the one that we both like, Few Things We Share a Deep
Renegades?
Love. Is it Renegade? We both like it.
Renegades and
The other one.
Resolute were kind of my big exposures, that and the movie. And I had Oh, the one you're probably thinking of is Valor versus Venom. Valor versus
Yeah,
Venom was
Valor
my
versus
first
Venom.
exposure as a kid.
Yeah. I still have all my Valor versus
Hmm.
but yeah, so that's it.
All right. Well, my number 9 is the only wrestling figure on my list, and it's on my list for a very similar reason to my number 10. It is the Jazzwares AEW Unrivaled Collection Series 4 Chase Cody Rhodes. For those of you who don't know, Unrivaled has been bringing back limited numbered chase and rare edition figures. And this is the first one I found, and it happened to be my favorite wrestler. And in my opinion, it's the best look they've done for him in this line so far. And I found it and I flipped the hell out. I posted a photo on Twitter, and that photo ended up getting retweeted by that wrestler. So that was like a huge moment for me this year, like a personal milestone in collecting, I would say. And even though I had bought every figure of Cody Rhodes up to that point in the line, I've now pared it down to just that one and the ringside exclusive TNT champion one. Though that's just because I don't want to get rid of that belt.
Is that the
um,
one with gold?
yes, that is gold pants. That is the shirt. That is the homage to Metal Gear with his dog. and he's got the weight belt from, I think, yeah, because it's based specifically on his match from Revolution 2019 where he took on MJF, which was also like one of his best feuds in AEW so far. Um, uh, it's a phenomenal. Like, there's not anything especially great about it in terms of construction and articulation. It's got all the same basic stuff the other AEW figures do, but it's just a really solid look for the performer, and a good base body, and it's cool for me to have it because it's as limited as it is, and it's my favorite wrestler, and at this point, it is still the only chase or rare AEW figure I have gotten a hold of. Um, so yeah, just I really like that thing.
Okay, that's really cool. So you have one of the 1 of 1,000 ones?
I'm trying to remember. Let me search it real quick because I have it out of box. I opened it, but on the box it does say what the numbering is, and there's different numbering depending on if it's a chase or a rare, and they actually changed the numbering I think just recently. Yeah, he is 1 of 1,000.
It's absolutely insane.
And I don't know what it is now, but I know when I got him, the average eBay price was like $300.
That's dope. That's cool for multiple reasons. The fact that you have the connection with the wrestler and the fact that it's rare. Like for some people, the fact that it's rare alone, but like you got bonus. You got like bonus core memories attached to the. It's always
Yeah,
um
that's one of the few figures from my modern collection I can say there's sentimental value with.
my number 8,
Yes.
number 60249, Lego City Road.
I saw you posting pictures of that set. I didn't realize you
Yeah.
liked it that much.
It is. Let me just get into it. All right. Let me just get into this $10
Yeah,
Lego
get
set.
into it because I don't have any Lego sets on my list this year. I actually didn't buy any Lego this year.
Let me get into what is almost the cheapest thing on this entire list, and what is higher on the list than the most expensive thing. So the Lego City Street Cleaner one is just a beautiful build. It's simple. It's everything I like in like Lego sets. It's like small, compact. You don't need anything else to understand what it is. It's got everything you could want to do in it. You know, there wouldn't be an extra person running the back. It'd just be one guy, and it comes with the one guy. It's a very simple build, but when you roll it around, because of the way the little front brushes are positioned, they hang down, so they just move along as you push it,
Oh,
and then
that's neat.
the side bristles also move. There's no gears, no nothing.
They
Well,
don't.
technically,
There's
there
no
are gears.
Technic making that happen.
Yes and no, because the front brushes are Technic gear, but they're just, they move. Like there is no gear functionality of them. They're meant to replicate brushes. So as you push it forward, they move the way that they should. This is a Lego set that costs like $9, and it has the printed piece on either side that is the recycle like waste disposal thing. So it has a printed piece, and Lego's done this 2 years in a row. This coming year and this year, where they released 3 or 4 core figures or core $10 sets, each with like a special print in it for like Legos.
Hmm.
This past year was like a fire department, a Lego City plane that was a reference to a plane that came out in the '90s, and then this little thing. I'm always a big fan of like garbage trucks and stuff like that. I have like a love for stuff like that, and something about this just like kills it. It's got a little drop down on the back. It's got like his shovel and his uh brush back there, but if you drop it down, there's like a banana and some trash that goes in there, and it
Oh,
also
that's
comes
cute.
with a little side trash can that you could pick up and unload trash into the back of it. It's like everything you need. It's one of probably my favorite. Like,
Yeah, I'm looking
um,
at pictures of it. It's really cute.
yeah, like I mean, it's a cute little thing on its own. But it's definitely a me thing that it's on here at all.
Also, you
Um,
could probably build it in less than 20 minutes.
oh, for sure. But getting this because for the other thing was I got this for free because of my Amazon Rewards card. So I just used my points to buy that, and It was almost like I didn't get it for free because it has caused me to spend way more money. Because it's what kickstarted me buying Lego. Because I just enjoyed this so much, and because I'm always watching the Lego scene because it's one of my favorite things. But then I realized that a lot of the other sets are just as good. They're doing crazy stuff with Ninjago, which I almost put on here. And there's just like some other sets. I got back into Lego Star Wars, and they're all like the Tie Fighter. Well, this is kind of honorable mention, whatever.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think it would have made it at all. But the Tie Fighter just by itself, phenomenal. There's a lot of really, but this is just a thing that I liked and enjoyed and couldn't put down. So there that is.
Nice, nice. That's a nice oddball pick because like
Don't you worry.
I think a lot of lists don't really take Lego into factor, especially in the adult collector circles. It's like either you are a Lego person or you don't care about Lego. And I always like hearing from you because you're one of the only people I know who likes Lego as much as they like other stuff.
I like a lot of things.
That's fine. Uh
But yeah.
Yeah. My number 8 is also kind of an oddball pick because it is that roleplay item I teased earlier. It is the Bandai Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger DX roleplay set, which is the box that gives you both the gear tlinger and the Zenkai buckle. Essentially, the two items you need to have all the initial transformation stuff because Sentai in recent years has done something I'm not a huge fan of, which is kind of paywall half the team in another toy you have to buy that's otherwise kind of superfluous, but you buy that and you get all the transformation sounds for all 5 of the team members. But it wasn't too much of an extra charge to get the buckle this time around, so I was fine with doing it. And turned out to be a really solid roleplay toy. Like it's basically everything I like in Toku roleplay toys rolled into one. It's a gun that's also a changer. It's a changer that uses powers based on previous seasons. It's a really nice, solid feeling little gimmick, and it's got a few neat hidden sounds in it that make it fun to pick up and play around with in different ways, more than just the first few times you do it within the initial week you get it. And and it's probably helped by the fact that we've been doing Twit this year, and I've been talking about Zenkaiger every week, and I keep thinking about that series and going like, oh yeah, this is really fun. This is a thing I enjoy because usually I don't end up buying toys for Toku until after I finish the show, and then I'll buy them, I'll play with them for a week, and then they'll live on my shelf. But in this case, it's been something I've every once in a while when I just need like a quick brain refresh, I will pick that thing up and put it through its paces, set off all the sound effects, and have a quick little fun time. So it's been a great distraction toy for me in that sense.
I cannot figure it.
I will. There's how you spell it.
Gertling?
Gear to Ling. Gear to. Oh, I don't know why I didn't put the ER on the end in my list. But yeah, it would be that and then just an ER on the end. It's pronounced Gear to Linger.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that looks fun.
it is.
That looks cool as hell.
I love the Gatling gun aesthetic, and the way it has the crank on the side just feels very fun in a toyetic way.
Yeah, that looks like something that it would just be fun to hold in.
Yep,
Um,
that's exactly the experience I've had.
that's that. All right.
Yeah, you're number 7.
Number 7. I guess it's gonna be Boba Fettuccine, the deluxe Boba Fett that we got. I've always been a big fan of Mandalorians. Boba Fett's the original, and I never had a cool Boba Fett figure. And this one is just fucking dope. It's I don't know, man. I like his mask doesn't come off. I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't take it off. The painting is just phenomenal. The fucking weathering on the gun, everything looks right. If it gets stuck in a pose, it looks like it belongs. He also comes with like the split in half gun. He's got the fire effects for his little booster, which is also nostalgic for me because the only other Boba Fett that I really had was that weird one from the 3 3/4 inch series that came with like the massive flame effect stand, and he was
Oh,
like jetpacking backwards and like shooting from the hip. I still have that, by the way.
that does sound cool. That sounds like that'd be a cool pose to replicate with that Black Series figure.
Oh yeah, for sure, because he gets like the little like shooty pods. The backpack is just like they fucking nailed it. Everything about this is like they got it. It's like they're like, all right, we got to do this right, and we're just gonna do it. It's a brand new sculpt from the bottom up, and it just feels good. Like feels good, looks good. It's something that I look at almost. It's the first thing my eye drags me to. It's either that or the Darth Vader on that entire Star Wars show. Has nothing to do with the fact that they're also. But honestly, man, like he's got this flame effect. He's got like the string. He came with everything. Like it is without a doubt a deluxe. Usually that feels a little iffy on some things when they throw it on there. This I'm just like, yes, deluxe.
Mhm.
Like for example, the Faker. That $30. You know what? What really did you get with the Faker?
Yeah.
Like it was just like a little chest piece and then 2 extra heads.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's other Star Wars figures, like the Jar Jar Binks. That's a whole brand new sculpt. That's Jar Jar Binks. They're gonna have them in deluxe Pixify even.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I definitely bought at least 2 of those. So one of which is still in box, hanging in the hallway. But no, this fucking Boba Fett, it's why Star Wars is cool. It's one of the first things in Star Wars, other than the lightsaber. That lightsaber is probably the cool thing where somebody sees it. It's like, I don't know what that is, but that looks fucking cool, and I'll find out what that is. And then they see Boba Fett.
Nice. Yeah, that's one I actually deliberately skipped on because I knew it was going to be good. I knew it was going to be a phenomenal figure, but by the time it was coming out and I had the ability to get it, Mandalorian season 2 had just wrapped up and I was and I'm still pretty much in this mindset of like I only need one Boba Fett figure and I want it to be him in the repainted armor from the end of season 2. And now I've got that figure on pre-order, so I'm kind of anxiously awaiting that one next year. Um, but yeah, every review I saw of that, it looked like a great figure. It was just one of those things where I was like, I probably would get that if Mandalorian hadn't just like completely changed the way I feel about Boba Fett. Because before then, I was like, that's a cool costume design. I don't know if I care about him as a character. Now that Mandalorian has come and gone, and Book of Boba Fett will have aired its first episode by the time this comes out,
Oh my
uh,
god.
I absolutely love Boba as a character, and I'm excited to see more of him. And I want the version of him that's played by Tamora Morrison. That's why I'm waiting for the repaint.
See, for me, like I only hear his voice when I see him because any video game I've played him in, because like my brain goes straight to Battlefront 2.
Oh
Um,
yeah. I spent so many hours just playing what is it, Galaxy Conquest mode on Battlefront 2 as a
you
kid.
do like video games, you fucking cunt.
I
Anyways,
like the games from when I was a kid. I don't care about new games.
but yeah, that specifically, I always loved it. I remember like I still have my I think I got him in like the smallest set you can get him, the Lego with that just had like a little black miniature head, like a plain black, no color, no paint,
Yeah,
and then
because
like
they did like a slit for the helmet visor.
yep, which was cool back in the day. I always, man, I got more play out of like that head than I did anything. That's because like I would just constantly like put different hair pieces on it and like make my own custom minifig, but always,
Mhm.
but that's just like a whole other side thing. I've always thought Boba Fett was cool just because he looks so fucking, and that's a lot of people, whether they admit it or not. And like this figure came out, and it's just like it's one of the rare times for me where I'm like, damn, I want something to physically. There it is.
It's
Got it right there.
interesting, like as far as liking a character because he looked cool. Like I was always that way with Django, not with Boba, and I think it's purely because I really liked dudes who dual wield pistols as a kid. I don't know why, but if you made a character dual wield a pistol, they were automatically the coolest character in whatever thing they were in to me as a kid. So I have gaming greats Django with the face printing, and like, oh, that's a wonderful figure.
I have that figure permanently posed on a flight.
Sick.
Yeah, and he looks straight off of the bounty hunter. He's like in the exact same.
And before anyone comments, yes, I do love Captain Rex. He's a pistol dual wielder. I don't have a figure of him yet because I keep missing the Black Series whenever an opportunity comes up.
Yeah, that one that's coming out with the poncho is gonna be my because it's kind of how it has to be.
If I can get a hold of him, I'll probably just go ahead and get him. I wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and do a new one on that new clone body, though. But my number 7 is also a Star Wars figure. It's the only Star Wars figure on my list, and it's kind of a cheat because I did get a version of this figure last year, but I didn't get this version till this year, and I still fucking love this figure. It's the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series Empire Strikes Back Retro Collection Hoth Rebel Soldier. In my opinion, this is the best army builder ever made. Like, this is a fantastic figure that, like, clearly looks like two different people from the movie, depending on which faceplate you have in. But there's so many customization options that you could buy 20 of these guys and have them all look different but blend in really well to the background of a display. And the sculpt is there, the articulation is there. It comes with my favorite rifle from the only modern shooter I've played, the EA's first Battlefront. I played that for like 2 months after when I got it on a Christmas deal. Yeah, it's just a fantastic figure. Like no emotional attachment whatsoever. Just I appreciate the craftsmanship on display here.
I love that figure especially because it reminds me of the Han Solo Hoth figure French line that had the removable mask and goggles, or it was just like one piece, but I loved it because of that. It was like a shit toy other than that, but I'd always like pull the mask off and then put it back on. It's a cool look.
Yeah.
Masking up your face and then having goggles is a dope ass look, and that figure is definitely like I looked at it thinking of it, but when it comes to Star Wars, I'm a slut for like stormtroopers, and that newest cake. I
That
wish I
is
could
really
figure out
damn good.
I wish they could figure out something for the clones, because I gotta say it,
I just want a blank body phase 2 armor. Why is that so much to ask for?
none of them are well articulated. None of them pose good.
Yeah.
Not a single fucking one of them. I'm sorry. I feel like that's a hot take, but whatever.
Here's hoping that new Walgreens boy will be good.
I got that phase one. They just don't look as cool. Like, come on, man. The clones are like my favorite fucking thing about Star Wars, almost. And like
Oh yeah.
they just there's start like this fucking Boba Fett. Like how I don't understand how you can have things that are just like tuned to a science, and then you get the clones, and they're just like, fuck it, you'll buy it, have fun. Like, and they could do the armored characters because like every single First Order trooper like is just a fun toy to have. I don't even barely care about those designs, but those figures kick ass. All the Mandalorian figures kick ass. And then the clones.
It must
The
be something about how like angular that armor is compared to the other ones. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, they got that tall thigh armor, but like there's been other things like Hot Toys can do. I mean, that's a really shitty cop out. It's like, oh, the fucking $400 toys can do it, but
Well, I've been tempted to get the Figuarts or the Mafex a couple times.
yeah, but like I want 40 of them, so like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do that.
Exactly.
The Echo figure is dope, and I'm
hmm
glad we're getting that in that orange because that was one of my favorite skins in Battlefront.
I
Still,
hope they give us a fives to go with Echo.
yeah.
Because like that fives arc from season 4 is one of my favorite things in all of Clone Wars. Now that I've finished it,
But that Hoth Trooper, I could not stop posing with that Darth.
yeah, it's
The Hoth
great.
Trooper. I wish we can get a Snow Trooper that's
hmm I I also just love that they never told anybody about the second face until the Hoth Trooper had released. It's
yeah.
just a total surprise on the level of like the some of the surprise accessories Mattel did for Masters of the Universe Classics. Mwah.
Or on the level of like the strange bonus features of like almost every single like Han Solo figure that they released for the Black Series,
hmm
where like they had like features you could put them in the surprise shit. I don't know. They went so hard on the Solo figures.
Clear who their favorite character was.
Oh, the forearm guy. One of the best action figures I own. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Rio Durant, fucking Hasbro team's favorite character, confirmed.
They're just like, we're gonna make this one unbeatable. Have fun. Articulation, who needs it? It's all there. It's weird. That figure just oh my god.
All
One of the
right.
best on that shelf. Anyways, sorry.
What's your number 6? Let's get this list rolling again.
My number 6 is, let me get the year right, bro, because it's kind of it's definitely an oddball. Because everything else all of it I got this year. Everything pretty much came out this year except for one thing. It missed this year by just a little bit. And I'll tell you exactly how close that is if I could figure it out.
By the way, before you say your number 6 real quick, I just want to mention, in case anyone out there thinks I'm like being hyperbolic saying that the Rebel Trooper is my favorite army builder, best army builder ever in my opinion. I own 5 of them. It's more than any other army builder I own.
I was gonna say that's a variable. I love army builders, and there are so many. Like I'll buy things because they're orders. I love the Zaku's from Gundam. I actually have some very expensive army builds from the Robot Spirits line. I love me some droids. There's so many things. The fucking Cobra Trooper. I think the Cobra. Anyways, sorry. That could be a whole fucking thing. My number 6, definitely did not come out this year. It came out in 2004.
Woo!
And that is Xevo's Iron Specter with transport case.
I remember you talking about getting this. I think you actually talked about it on a previous episode of Components.
I'm pretty sure I did. It's the only Xevo's figure I've got in a long time. I got very lucky finding it. I got it fucking unopened. Like the thing was opened, but like the figure was sealed in a bag. It comes in a bag because like this, it comes with the transport case that they designed for the entire wave. But the figure itself is one of the coolest in the wave, and I always wanted it. You could never find it by itself. You could never find it complete. The other thing that scares me to death about it is all the Xevo's clear plastic has it fractured. And I guess like the one that I grew up with, the fire guy, I think I've played with that so much that the plastic is like worn, so it's not brittle or anything like that. You know, it's like it's a weird. But all the new ones have developed cracks in a lot of the joints, except for Iron Spectre. But after I realized that, I am terrified to take him apart ever again, which sucks because I can't the toy. But he's got some of the coolest hands in the entire line because he's got giant, clear, beautiful plastic green hands that can grab things, and I love it. He's got, literally any Xevo's figure ever was just like the best thing. They're like still hands down, has to be my favorite toy line. It'll never come back. I'll never see it again. But goddamn if it's not so special. But this figure, finding out the right price, getting lucky, having it complete, being able to open it, put it together, and put it on my shelf. It's choice. It's a great figure. I took every picture I needed to though in high quality, so I don't really need to take them apart again. I have them in like so we're
Nice.
good. I did
Yeah.
get that this year.
I literally had never heard of Xevos before I met you. You introduced me to those, and they seem really cool, but like the kind of cool that I'm like, I don't think I need to own those. I like admiring them from afar.
Yeah, I obsessed over them. I only had 2. I had the skeleton and the fire guy I didn't know what they were. I had bought them. I remember I found them like in a store. I like vaguely remember picking the boxes, but I just would always look in the main because they had advertisements for the other figures, and I thought every other one and I would sit there on my floor crisscross and just stare at this catalog and imagine, and years later I was just collecting them. It's just they're 20 years old, and man, you gotta be a bald thing. And it's just I actually found out last night, side note related to them, you know the Mashers, the Hasbro Mashers lines? They do
Aware
like
of it.
yeah, like they do like the Star Wars. They did their own offshoot line, which came out in 2016, and I don't think it released in the United States. But look up Hasbro Mashers Monster.
Oh, you were sending me pictures of these.
Was I? I found out about this yesterday.
Yeah, I think you sent me a post yesterday, and I was like, okay, that's the
Oh yeah,
thing.
I might have shared it off of Instagram. Let me see if I
Yeah.
did or not. Because that's how I did. Found out. Yep, it's literally the second thing. Because I saw that and I like scrolled by it and I went back and I was like, now hang on a fucking minute. I'm like, every fucking spider sense I have just went off looking at that. Let me take another look. And yeah, I immediately went to eBay, Mercari, Amazon. Nothing, can't find anything. I found one that was listed,
Oof.
so that shit came out in 2016 and doesn't fucking exist. Like, why do I have to fall in love with things I can't?
It's weird, man. There's certain things that like were just flash in the pan and I feel like aren't going to crop up at vintage toy stores till like I'm in my 40s. Like every time I go to a vintage toy store or a convention, I keep an eye out for like rescue heroes and I never fucking see them except for in like dollar bins and they're in the worst condition imaginable. But I go on eBay and here's some in-packaged ones for like stupid prices.
Oh, I would get me an Alpine
Hmm.
in a heartbeat, but it was the special one. I loved Rescue. Dude, if I like hit the lottery, if
I
I
feel like
won like
Rescue Heroes was GI Joe for kids of the mid 2000s.
Rescue Heroes was just a good toy. They're good. They
Yeah,
came back and they weren't as good now as they used.
they were neat, but they weren't neat enough to make me buy all of them. I bought the new Billy Blazes and I was like, this is cool, and then I sold it 6 months.
Dude, I got the Chromes and I thought it was
Sick.
I had so many. You're gonna make me just fucking try to bring them back.
That's stuff and I low key want to do. I have like I have a
Oh, dude,
full I had a huge Rescue Heroes collection as a kid, and I would
I had the
love to
tower.
rebuild it someday. I had the
I had
tower, I had the Aqua Base.
Aqua Base. I had the fire truck.
Yeah, I didn't have the fire truck, but I had the police car and the dune buggy.
I had the tiny one, the tiny fire truck that came with like the tiny Billy Blaze, and I
Mm.
like loved that one so like I'd like keep it in like my fucking pocket or take it with me places because I was like, damn, it's a small version of a toy I like. Um, but no, they're cool. Like they had cool repaints and stuff like that. Like that toy line literally introduced me to like the dumb shit I like modernly, where it's like the same thing, but we painted it in a different color and it glows in the dark. This one's chrome. Go fuck yourself, kid.
Nice.
Um,
All right. Well, my number 6 is the Medicom Marvel Mafex number 71 Gwenpool. This is a figure that I had been wanting for years. I didn't even know about it until it had come out, and I just saw pictures on Instagram. It's how I became aware of Mafex as a line. And I was like, I fucking love Gwenpool. It's one of the best Marvel series going right now. This is me at the time. It's the best Marvel series going right now. I have to get this figure. Oh, it's sold out everywhere except for eBay where it's like $150. No, thank you. And I've been waiting to find it for a decent price ever since. And I always like resisted getting the Marvel Legend because I knew the Mafex was so much more accurate to the look I like. Like the Marvel Legend is a good figure, but it looks like a generic Gwenpool. The Mafex is very specifically modeled after the art style she has in her first solo series, Unbelievable Gwenpool. And I did eventually cave, like I think at the end of last year, I got the legend, and I was happy with it because I thought like there's just no way I'm never gonna get the Mafex. And then randomly BBTS got reissues of like almost every Mafex that had ever come out this summer. And I was like, I'm fucking grabbing Gwenpool while I can. And I finally got to open her. I think it was a couple months ago, and it is just everything I wanted it to be. It's a fantastic, really well articulated figure with great hand very playable, looks exactly like she does in the comic, has a lot of great little except fun to take photos of with it. Is I do wish she came with at least one kind of serious battle face. She's got 3 alternate heads. She's got a happy head, a scared head, and then an unmasked happy head. And I'm like, one of these should have been an action posing head. But other than that, it's a fantastic figure. Probably the best import I've ever bought as far as action figures go.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a phenomenal figure. I haven't gotten into anime effects yet, but some of the Spider-Man are pushing me.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might go in on their DC line next year because they're doing a reissue of their Hush Batman, and all the reviews for that figure made it look phenomenal.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah, what's your number 5, man?
my number 5 is Fortnite solo mode. The Jazz wears 3 3/4 inch Fortnite solo mode
Okay.
Peely. Not to be confused with the Mcfarland Peely I got last year. But because for some reason this Peely was sold out. I think he came out last year. But he was sold out, and I worked so.
Ely Mania was running wild, brother.
I know. I have how many Peelys do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I swear to God, I have 6 banana themed action.
How much do you think it's going to take Hasbro to get?
Oh, I don't know, but I'll buy it. I'll buy every iteration. Well, all right, so the 3 3/4 inch Jazzwares figure. If you were a fan of GI Joe at that scale, they're definitely good. I was able to pick up like I forgot what the name of the characters. I don't care. I got one of the cars they did. It was like the sports car because it was on sale at Target for Black Friday for like $10. It's like a $30 or $40 thing. Like, it's a whole car for 3 characters. It's just like a sports car with and that shit's. I love it. It's cool. I wouldn't pay full price for it probably that deal. And that's how I got a lot of them. But like every now and then I come across one that's just like a cool design, like they made like a fox character. It looks like a furry that comes with like a Elite Club. That figure's badass. But this Peely just has some nice little simple articulation, cute little face, and if I had more disposable income, I probably would have already bought like 20 of these. Just had like a shelf of only this because something about his little face we want to buy multi. And I was very excited when I got it this year. I finally found it in stock. I think I got it from Amazon. I finally got it in stock at a reasonable price because it was like skyrocketing. And I got it for I think I got him with the light. Yep, that is my next pick.
Nice. I've managed to avoid getting into any of the Fortnite stuff. There's a lot of it that looks really neat to me, but the thing that keeps holding me back is like A, I'm already collecting a crap ton of stuff, and B, like just it's not something I have any kind of even tangential investment in. Like I like seeing other people mess around with the figures who are clearly into them. Even people who don't know Fortnite lore, like I love watching Foosh's reviews of these figures, but I just have not been able to find a reason to buy them other than they look neat. And if I start buying everything that I think looks neat, I'm gonna be in serious trouble. But my number 5 is the first Transformer on either of our lists. No, you had Omega Supreme way back at number 10. I don't know why I said that.
Get fucked.
uh Hasbro Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Deluxe Class Huffer. I was completely blindsided by this thing. Cause like Huffer is just not a character that I ever think of as like, oh yeah, I really like Huffer in terms of Transformers. Like he's not, I don't dislike him, but he's just one of those guys that kind of blends into the background for me. But this figure from the get-go, from the first reveal we had of it, just looked really neat. I was like, that is a really nice kind of like beefy revamp of him without changing up the character design. It's cool that they found a way to do that. And then you find out that it's based on an unused concept for a masterpiece Huffer, and it's like, oh, I have to get this to see how it feels. And I got it, and it's genuinely one of the best deluxe class Transformers I've ever picked up. Like, the articulation is really solid, the sculpt is beautiful, the detailing is just incredible. The transformation is really fun and engaging. Both modes look great, and the accessories are so brilliantly done. That shield and like big almost shotgun looking thing that convert into a truck bed, that is mind-blowingly smart.
I like God, man. Transformers. It's like I've been spoiled. I keep feeling like I'm gonna stop buying them because I swear to God, it's like I've been spoiled with like nonstop. I'm like, yeah, it'll be good, whatever. On to the next thing. I don't have to worry about Transformers. I'm looking at like 1, 2, 3, 4 shelf spaces, and it's all of the last 3 years of Transformers,
Nice.
and they're all like fucking, not all of them tracks, but they're all very good. I definitely, I wholeheartedly agree. I was looking up there and I'm like, man, am I gonna grab this figure? Am I gonna grab the Kingdom or Earthrise Optimus Prime? Am I gonna grab Sunstreaker? Gonna grab fucking Grapple Inferno?
Here's the crazy thing. Inferno is like one of my all-time favorite Transformers. He came out in the same wave as Huffer. Inferno is not on my list. Huffer is.
Yeah, no, I mean that Huffer figure is just it is mind blowing. I
Mhm.
like when I saw the pictures of what his truck bed could do. I'm like, damn, that's the shit that I like.
Mhm.
That like.
Like Inferno is good. It's a good mold that they used for him. But Huffer's just that extra step of good that's like this is stupid good. This is I don't deserve this for this price good.
I agree. I mean, like that Bumblebee mold is like killer. The transformation isn't like car mode perfect. Robot mode perfect. Getting it back and forth, eh, you know. Huffer is fucking.
Yeah.
I literally almost put him on.
Mhm. It would have been interesting if it was on both our lists, but it's still a great figure. And like it's one of those things that just it happens every once in a while in modern Transformers. A figure comes along that takes me from looking at a character and going like I could take him and or leave him to I can't have an Autobot display without this guy in it.
We're gonna do honor.
Do we want to do it now or before number one?
Well, you've just done your fork.
I just did my number 5. The next one would be your number 4.
We could do them now then, or we could do some of them now. I don't know how many you have.
I have 14, so I was just going to rapid fire mine. Like, it's basically the figures that weren't good enough to make it to my list, but were too good that I felt like I couldn't go without saying something about them.
I probably could have just as many. Do you want to do some random number now and then a little bit more before 2 and then
Yeah,
something like that?
let me do like half now.
Okay.
So I got a holy grail this year. The Bandai Power Rangers SPD Delta Morpher, which is the standard Morpher for that season. Again, favorite season. One of the ones I really remember from my childhood. Always wanted the Morpher, was never able to get a hold of it. Found it for an insanely good price just a few weeks ago, and it's been really fun finally getting to mess around with it in hand. The Hasbro Lightning Collection Phantom Ranger was also a like long wanted figure in the line for me because my best friend, one of my best friends, kind of a mentor to me in this whole YouTube thing, played the Phantom Ranger in a fan film, is still technically playing him in that same fan film because it's an ongoing series. And it's a suit design that I really dig, and they did a really solid job on it. So great to have it. Kingdom Air Razor is the only Beast Wars figure from Kingdom that I didn't end up selling. It's such a solid mold that even though I don't give a crap about the character, I was like, this is good. I'm gonna want to mess around with this again in a few months, so I need to keep it around. Earthrise Netflix Soundwave was something I picked up right at the start of the year. And it was just one of those nice kind of box checky things for me because I had the G1 reissue of Soundwave that was a Toys R Us exclusive and came with Ravage and Laserbeak as a kid. And so, like, G1 Soundwave, specifically that kind of version of him, has always been, like, one of my favorite Transformers things. So to have basically a modern update of that exact set was really nice, and it fits in beautifully in my Generations display. Studio Series Hot Rod almost made the list, but his shoulder joints really bother me. They're like a little too finicky for my taste. Otherwise, it's a beautiful, perfect figure. And same thing with Studio Series Grimlock. Really solid figure from the get-go, but there were just a few little off things with him that I had to tweak to make him perfect in my eyes via an upgrade kit and some painting. But now he is beautiful and perfect, and he rests on my shelf. But because I had to do those upgrades, and it wasn't just perfect out of the box, I felt like that kind of disqualified him. And I think that's everything I'll say for now. Any ones you want to throw out?
Absolutely. All right. I have some sitting in front of me. Let's see. I got Cup up here. I got a Studio Series Cup. I do love that figure. I love the fucking arm removal thing. Retgar is up here as a
I still don't have
honorable
him.
mention. Oh my god. Oh fuck
I
me,
need to
dude.
get him and Slug.
Oh, I haven't even seen the slug. I think I haven't pre-ordered. I think I have
You're
Retgar
gonna hate
pre-ordered.
me. I've seen Slug like 5 times, and every time gone. It's just a little too
Oh,
much. It's a little more than I'm willing to pay right now.
dude, I will pay it immediately, man. If you see him again, son. Oh my god. I'd love to bring him home, man. I love that fucking thing. Every other G.I. Joe release this year could be a
Yeah,
wait, hang on.
I've got a couple on my honorable mentions, and I've got one on my list remain.
Yeah. Uh, another honorable mention is something that, because you said Soundwave. Core Class Soundwave. This little guy is
Yeah, people were talking that thing up like crazy. I almost
oh
picked
my
it
god,
up.
dude, it's so good. I saw it, and I only saw one of them, and like, my god, he's just a little guy, and he's just as good as the big one. He's got
Mhm.
both his guns, and he's got a little baby laser beak.
Core class is one of those things where it's like, in another couple years, I could see myself picking stuff like that up just to mess with it and then immediately giving it to my nephew.
So one thing about Core Class, which I'm not getting all of them, but my favorite Transformer scale is
Mm.
it was Legends of its time. I love them to death. Something about having a toy at that scale, being able to like slip it in your pocket. I definitely think one of the reasons why I like toys at that scale so much is because I grew up not having a lot of money, so I'd always get the tiny ones. So if you could give me something that could be like a complete thing in almost no money or space, then I'd always be more akin to it. That's why I love the 3/4 inch because like you go to the store, you can grab one, you're good to go. You can sneak them in your pockets, take them places, and have fun. But yeah. Another runner-up for me would probably be Stealth Suit Iron Man and Ultron.
Ultron
Um,
is great. I like Stealth Suit Iron Man, but mine had this weird film all over it out of the
oh,
box.
mine
So
did too,
I had a hard time enjoying it because of that.
bro. I had to give him like a hot bath. It was a good solid. Well, before I get to that, I'll say the Cobra Trooper, the Target exclusive one with the goggles. Love that guy to death. I
Hmm.
love the regular Cobra Trooper. The Cobra Viper would be one rung up from him. Um, I like I said, that was one of my favorite Cobra Trooper designs. Dude, I was so man. I would have like if I could have got my hands on a Cobra Bat this year, which I doubt I will, but if I could have, I would have not had a list. I literally would have come on here and been like, "Fuck everything else. It's this
No,
thing
number
only."
10, bat. Number 9, bat. Number 8, bat.
Like, you have no fucking idea. I fucking
That figure looks
screamed.
so damn good. I cannot wait.
It's just one of those things, you know. It's one of those things that I've always loved the design of, and it's killer. Air Razor's a good. I fucking love my. I don't find myself going after the Beast Wars figures.
No, I
I
didn't
don't know
like
what it
most of the
is.
ones I got. They just didn't feel fun to play with. Like they
Yeah,
looked good, but they didn't feel good.
they're all dope, but I don't know what's going on. It's so like I saw Rhinox, and you know,
Mhm.
there's something missing
I
in my
remember
brain.
really wanting that later Megatron when the line first was coming out,
Yeah.
and I saw 3 of him on a shelf in Target the other day, and I was just like, "No, I don't need it anymore. Thanks, but no thanks."
Fucking Gnarl would be a runner-up. I love him to
Mm,
death. Cyclone Warpath. Warpath is so jarring because that is one of my all-time favorite Transformers.
yeah.
And I honestly cannot decide if I like that toy.
I flat
I
out
th-
skipped it just because I'm still satisfied with the first generation's one.
I think I like it, but like, I mean, I definitely like it. It's a good fucking toy. But I'm just so like that generation's figure is great. I don't know, man. I think I might have like tripped myself up when I was like I think what I wanted wasn't like a micro Warpath. I think what I wanted was a fucking commander class Warpath and say fuck the scale, you
Damn.
know, or something like that, or like
My man's looking for some 2007 Brawl action.
Yeah, like I wanted something massive. I wanted something that was tank sized. I still love the figure, but there's just something that bugs me, man, and I can't figure out what it is. Everything else is there. He looks exactly as he should to the G1 cartoon, but I think I personally am not married to the G1 cartoon as much as I am every other iteration of, whether it be animated, the games, just seeing him because he was a character I fell in love with by design, not by character. Because I'll if it hasn't been made clear before, I am 100% like. There's so much shit in this room that's only here because that I think it's aesthetically. The reason why I like Retgar aesthetically, Boba Fett, fucking Cobra Bat. It's just like it is like a.
It
brain
makes your
drug.
brain do a happy.
And there's a lot of other things like that. I'll finish this off this spout of honorable mentions with every single fossilizer in existence. I've literally that's like the coolest shit that's happened to Transport. They're all fucking dope and just I don't know, man. I love them all. And it's like the only thing where I'm like, oh, I'll grab 2 of that, and I'm just grabbing 2 of it just to have like equal number parts to build a fucking monstrosity. People have been doing some incredibly with these fossils. As toys by themselves, they're great. But see, like that's the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Is you get one and you can still have fun taking it apart and rearranging it, and it's still a functional figure in 2 different ways. Like, there's so much more for $20 for that than there is with like any other of the figures that come out alongside them. It's like endless, and or you could use it as like armor for your other things. Like that's the shit that I love. It's a fucking Swiss Army action. It's great.
Nice.
But I couldn't convince myself to put them on the list, but they're definitely one of the coolest things I've gotten. So do you want me to go ahead and do my 4?
Yeah, what's your number 4?
Okay, so my number 4 is Studio Series Grimlock.
I mean, fair enough. He is really good. He wasn't my perfect be-all, end-all Grimlock until I fucked with him a bit.
I want him to have a sword for sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I bought oh god, I forget what the company is, but I bought an upgrade kit that gave him a sword, a clear chest plate, and better teeth for the dino mode, and then I painted his robot mode visor red.
See, I like the blue visor.
I like the blue eyes in dino mode, but I want the red, like, angry barbarian visor in robot. I don't know why. I just like that dichotomy.
So Grimlock's always been one of those characters. Grimlock is one of those characters that is like Cobra Bat level. Actually, looking at my top list, a lot of these characters, things like that, where I'm like, always love this design, like Boba Fett, Grimlock, and some of the other characters. I'll have to. I think Grimlock's head and helmet and everything like that is like one of the coolest designs. I almost want to say it looks cooler than Optimus Prime's.
Yeah.
It does.
I just found it, by the way. It's the non-F kit I got, and it also comes with his crown from the comics.
See, I don't like the clear chest piece. I would get that for the crown and the fucking sword, but I don't like the clear chest piece.
There's also an option to get a less smoky tinted plate. I just wanted to be able to see the Autobot symbol.
Yeah, I mean, I can see mine, kind of, but like, I don't know. I love everything about this figure because of how big and commanding it is. He's got the dumbass dino wing. Like, I literally got rid of my Volcanicas. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It feels like the masterpiece, but for an American retail price.
It's great. I could not stop messing. Like I said, it's one of those few here where I couldn't stop playing. And I do love it to death. I'm happy to see it up there with everybody else. It was very stressful to get it off the because he was like, because every other Transformer is larger or smaller than just back there, and I had to. But yeah, no, that's my solid number 4. Love him to death. One of my all-time favorite characters and designs and looks for any.
Nice. Yeah, it is a great figure. I do really like it. Even before I messed with it, it was a great figure. I had to mess with it to make it perfect, in my opinion. And as much as I am hesitant to get Slug now, I feel like the thing that's really holding me back is I want them to do the full team. If they do the full team in this Studio Series style, even the one that wasn't in the movie but is in the G1 cartoon, then I would go ahead and cave and get the rest of them. Right now, I'm okay just having Gray. You know what I mean?
I think I want that Slug no matter what.
I do too, but I want to see them.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I get you.
My number 4 is the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series number 30 Snake Eyes and Timber Alpha Commandos.
I almost
Yeah, I honestly think the Beachhead mold, which is what that Snake Eyes is the best mold in the line so far. It's really fantastic, straight-laced military kind of tactical guy that you can tweak here and there to make into different characters. The articulation just works on it. Even with the chest overlay, I feel like the the torso articulation still works really well. The Commando Snake Eyes look isn't my favorite, but this figure sells it really well. And I love that it also kind of acts as like an accessory pack for all the people who were complaining about like, don't get my G.I. Joe's Nerf guns. Like, here's a bunch of realistic guns that you can give to all the other Joes. And Snake Eyes has a pistol and a knife and he's good. But also, here's the classic Uzi if you want to give that to your ninja Snake Eyes, which I totally did. And then Timber. Holy shit, Timber is so good.
Right.
Like, who would have thought it was one of those things that, like, for a week straight, I could not put down whenever I was at my desk. I love that doggo so much, and it makes me really excited for getting Freedom and Fiona next year. Oh.
Croc Master is going to be on my next top 10.
Yeah, I'm really expecting that too.
I had to fight myself not to make it all G.
Yeah, that line's just
Snake Eyes though is great, and it's so funny that you said that about like the fucking weapons because the first thing I did because I also got Beachhead.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that I got Beachhead, and he just showed up, and I was like, "Oh."
Beachhead's one of the only figures in the line where I would outright say his weapons suck because they're a color that just you don't make weapons in bright green. I'm sorry, you don't.
It would be fine if there was like if he also was in green, which kind of seems hypocritical. But anyways, yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree that figure is amazing. That figure set is amazing. Like I said, that Croc Master just automatically 100% wholeheartedly taken that it's taken a permanent spot unless like okay unless and I want to bring this up right now for no reason just to keep you aware because I'm keeping myself I wake up thinking about this in 2022 you might have remembered me making a big stink at the beginning of this year about a vote for a Lego anniversary set.
Yeah, I remember.
I did not know at that time that they had said they weren't going to announce the actual winner until 2022, a year from that moment in time. And we have been slowly inching and crawling towards that moment. I don't even know when it's going to be, but I just know as soon as I cleared fucking New Year's, I'm going to be in the time of something. And every inch of my body, I'll like fucking explode. I'll scream. Whatever I'm doing, I'll pull over and get out of my car or whatever. If it's Bionicle, please God, give me Bionicle.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for you, buddy.
My God, you have no idea. Like, there's so many parts of my body that I need to have to like the feeling I would get walking back into the store and seeing those fucking cylindrical tubes on the goddamn shelf again. I would probably collapse. I would drift off in the dust. I saw somebody post on Twitter. I'm sorry, this is getting way out of hand.
Yeah, we're in the tangent territory now.
Somebody posted on Twitter like like today they're like I stalk and keep on posting and resharing Bionicle Twitter in hopes that one day my kids could walk on the toy aisle and experience what I did. Just like I love you is what I said to that person essentially. Like, but yes, Timberwolf, Snake Eyes, phenomenal. Weren't you like adverse to getting him at first? Like, weren't you like hesitant on that? No, you just said that he wasn't your that's not your go-to.
Yeah, I massively prefer Ninja Snake Eyes, mainly just because I'm into G.I. Joe for the ninjas first and foremost, but, like, I knew I had to get that set because to me, Snake Eyes isn't Snake Eyes without Timber by his side. So right now in my display, I have Ninja Snake Eyes out front, sort of crouched down, petting Timber, and Commando Snake Eyes is actually in a baggie in the other room.
Disrespect.
I've got Beachhead and Firefly on the shelf though. That mold's represented.
I don't have a Firefly.
Definitely, if you can pick him up, he's a fantastic figure as well. But he did not make my list.
Fair enough.
But what made your list at number 3?
You'd never guess. It's a G.I. Joe Classified Barbecue surprise.
Hey!
Helmeted robotic emotionless lads all up and down this list. Gotta say, Grimlock, Boba Fett, and then Barbecue. Even Iron Specter, honestly, he's kind of fitting that same, but just not iconic. But yeah, Barbecue's amazing. That figure beats all the ass. It's a rare situation where I'm like, man, I hope this is this level of, and then I get it, and I'm like, ah, yes, the level of goodness I had wished for and bestowed upon. I think the only thing about mine that's true. I think the fucking never mind, I just did it, so that's cool. Good job there, Barbecue. Guess you had to sit there on the shelf for like a fucking month to be able to do. Love that figure to death. Always love Barbecue. I really hope we get a Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders repaint of this Barbecue. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I'm still listening.
I mean, damn, it's fucking bright orange fire guy. He's got some. He looks like a fucking robot. All right, I like robots.
Yeah.
It's everyone who gets to know me knows that I'm obsessed with robots, and he just looks as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have him holding a P5 that got.
I definitely do get the appeal of that design, and I have the figure. I like it, but it's probably on the lower tier of my classified collection so far, just because something about the design doesn't speak to me as like a GI Joe military guy in the way my mind works. Even though I know he was part of one of the original lineups. I just hadn't heard of him until like you told me he was one of your favorite guys. And now it's like it's kind of backdoored into my mind that he belongs there. It's not ingrained yet.
And it's obvious that we like different things about G.I. Joe. I love military stuff in G.I. Joe, but you like it for the ninjas.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like it for some of the cool characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's...
And I mean, I also appreciate the military stuff in G.I. Joe. I bought a lot of military characters from Classified so far.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, it's a new mold. I don't think we've seen them use any of the parts for him for anything else yet.
He's got Destro's boots.
I was about to say, he's got somebody's, but does he have Destro's gauntlet?
I don't think so, because Destro has the missiles on his gauntlet.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, my top 3 like character designs for fucking G.I. Joe are literally in this order: Cobra, Viper, Barbecue, Cobra. Barbecue is going to be on Major Blood, and I probably would have thought about for cut, but I don't know. This Barbecue figure just fucking does it. Hits all the notes. I love it.
Nice. Well, my number 3 is a figure that I'm actually not sure if it came out this year or last year, but I got it this year. And that is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Venom Pool Wave Carnage. I love Carnage. I love the symbiotes. They're one of my favorite kind of Spider-Man villains. Spider-Man villains and Spider-Man himself, obviously, are what got me into Marvel Legends. And I picked up a few this year, but even though I got a new Venom this year, this Carnage is definitely my favorite Spider-Man related Marvel Legend I picked up this year. The sculpt is gorgeous. The articulation is really, really good. I love the alternate heads and the different kind of personality you can give him with them. And it feels fun to play with in the kind of way I remember toys of superheroes being when I was a kid. And I don't always get that with Marvel Legends. I'll always get something that's good, but not necessarily something that makes me want to play with it. This Carnage, excuse me, is something that I want to play with constantly. Whenever I see it, I'm just like, I could pick that guy up and pose him for a few minutes, but I got something to do. And yeah, he's great. He just scratches an itch for me that doesn't always get scratched these days with superhero figures because it's kind of Marvel Legends or nothing for me right now as far as comic book characters go. Because the DC lines I want to be into are stupidly expensive. So, yeah, great figure. I don't know what else to say about it.
That wave was like hitting stores and coming out right at the end of last
Mm.
year. I got them all at the same time. That was
Yeah,
like,
you actually built Venom Pool, didn't you?
yes, I did, and I love them. He's as hell. I have all those figures, and they've not made it into my display yet.
I only got this figure from that wave, but I still haven't sold the bath part just because I like occasionally popping it onto Carnage's body. It looks ridiculous and funny.
I can't decide if I want to do Age of Apocalypse Colossus because I have the
Not
Iceman.
the AOA stuff just doesn't warm me aesthetically.
It kind of does, but I don't know if I feel. But that Carnage is like hands down one of
Yeah.
I hope they keep doing symbiote waves, and I hope they keep doing spider wave. Dude, if I would have gotten that Spider Man, I don't have
Mhm.
that spot. I don't have that fucking retro Spider Man.
Neither do I.
I'm seriously about to spend $50 on.
I've got the what I've made myself okay with is I'm keeping Pizza Spidey. I've never even thought about getting rid of my Spidey,
I
but I
never got him
have.
either.
God damn, I'm sorry. I have the retro collection symbiote suit of the retro body on pre-order, and I got rid of my pizza body symbiote suit. And so how I've worked it out in my head is I'm gonna have that symbiote suit be my retro body figure because it's a lot more muscly than the pizza Spidey. So in my brain, it's like, oh, the symbiote made Peter jacked. And normally he looks a lot more lanky like the Pizza Spidey figure.
Yeah, right now my retro body Human Torch.
Mm.
I own like the old version of 2099, Ben Riley, Scarlet Spider. I got fucking big time Spider Man. I almost have a complete fucking rogues gallery of Spider Man villains. I have like
Same.
multiple versions of Venom, all the best ones. Bro, I don't have a Doc Ock. I never got to get that cool Doc Ock. I've yet to open my Retro Electro.
I
Sandman
have
is
both of
behind me.
those. I have both of those. I got the new Sandman. I got Hydro Man. I got
I
Chameleon
have
from way
Hydro
back
Man too.
when.
Oh, we're getting a new Chameleon. Did you see that?
Was that leaked?
It was leaked. We're getting a new Chameleon in the retro line.
Awesome.
It looks fucking incredible. It's animated
Hmm.
Chameleon.
Uh, but yeah, no, I've got a pretty complete rogues gallery. I think the only one I'm missing that's out currently is or no, two. There's two I'm missing. I need to go back and get Scorpion and Vulture.
I got both of them, dude. I literally, I got Kingpin. I got like Sinister Six
Yeah.
minus Doc Ock. I got so many fucking
Oh,
classic
I need
Spider-Man villains.
Hobgoblin too, but I've got the retro Hobgoblin on pre-order, so that's okay.
I have that entire wave.
I think the only one from that wave I don't have pre-ordered is Ben Riley Spider-Man, just because I'd rather have the hoodie suit.
But that Spider-Man
Yeah.
a lot late. That black suit Spider-Man though is a whole nother thing for me because that black suit Spider-Man looks exactly like the Biz black suit Spider-Man, and I used to drool over that. Could never.
I feel you,
Um,
brother. But we're almost coming up on 2 hours here, so we got to get moving. What's your number two?
my number two is McFarlane Toys Fortnite Plastic Patroller.
Yeah, I that's one of those I actually almost picked up a couple times because it has that thing of like, oh, this does look like something I had when I was a kid.
Yeah, you don't need to like the beauty of a lot of these Fortnite figures. You don't need to fucking know, care, or want to play Fort or even to appreciate this we're getting because they don't even look like they belong on the same shelf.
Hmm.
But this plastic patrol, you saw me take pictures of them,
Oh
and I
yeah,
can't help. I bought multiple of them because I have a deep love. I grew up playing the 3DO Army Men games, and this fucking figure
bro, I
is
just
is
had a shit ton of Green Army Men as a kid. I only had a handful of GI Joes, so the Green Army Men were like the bulk of my GI Joes whenever I wanted to play GI Joe.
Yeah, the beauty of this figure, like not only is it absolutely phenomenally posed, and the way McFarlane does his wrists, I wish that every other toy company would because you don't have to like Star Wars it. NECA does it too, but Star Wars fucking needs to do it because I'm tired of having the left and right fucking wrist bend on lightsaber. Like go fuck yourself. That's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna give me a sword, but you can't tilt the wrist forward. The Mattel He-Man figures for Revelation, same problem.
That's unfortunate.
But with the McFarlane figures, all you got to do is just rotate the little universal joint around, and then you got to either up and down, front and right. You have literally any direction you could need. The thing is, it's got literally no expression, and it is the most expressive figure I own. Just because of
Nice.
just the shit that you could pull off with it, the way you could have him standing at attention. You don't even have. I have him standing on his stand, but he's got the plastic army men like mold stand attached
Yeah.
to his feet. It's literally one of my favorite.
I'm looking at pictures now. He looks so cool. I might have to still get him.
It honestly, I've seen him just chilling in places. I hope that he reprints this in tan or red, because then I'll just get even.
He doesn't have the 6-inch license anymore, so I think your best bet is going to be if Hasbro does one.
I didn't know.
No, when Hasbro got the 6-inch license,
Oh well, these are 7-inch.
well, that scale, that 1/6 scale or 1/12 scale, excuse me. That means that now Fortnite and Jazzwares can only make 3 and 3/4 inch stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, it's not optimal.
Well, if we get another one, maybe it'll be like I said. I love this figure, and I pose him with silver. I like posing with like shit laying on my desk,
Nice.
paintbrushes, whatever. It works so well with whatever scale. You could throw anything in his hand, like yeah, in your toy room, like because the reason why it's cool is like everything else I have in this room fits with the theme on the shelf or something like that. This guy is like almost could be 1-to-1 scale. Like, if that makes sense. Like, it's like, oh no, that's just the size of him. If this was a story, this is just the size of this guy running around and like came to life. I like posing him with holding pins and shit like that. It's just cool. It's fucking fun, and damn if that's not some good articulation.
Sick, man. All right, my number 2 is the other Marvel Legend on my list. Spoiler, my number 1's not
And damn if that's not some good articulation.
sick, man. All right, my number 2 is the other Marvel Legend on my list. Spoiler, my number 1's not a Marvel Legend. It is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Zenmu Wave Red Skull. This is currently my favorite Marvel Legend I own. It is such a fantastic, fully featured figure. I'd been wanting a Red Skull pretty much since the first Avenger came out. And like it always been like I would look at the ones they would release and I'd go like, this first comic book one, it's got that weird jacket sculpt. I don't want to have to fuck with that. Oh, the movie one, I'm kind of only collecting comic stuff right now, so I'm gonna skip this. And now finally they've done a classic comic version, and it's not only the best Marvel Legend I picked up this year, but I feel like it is the best Legend of that wave, and I feel like it's the best Legend that came out this year, period. It is everything I would expect from a basic Marvel Legend and more, because it's a brand new body, new sculpt with really good, solid feeling articulation. It's got 2 different sets of interchangeable hands. It's got a gun, it's got a cosmic cube. There's an alternate head that looks a little more modern. And just it looks like how you want Red Skull to look. It took me from I'm happy just having 2 Hydra troopers to like I wanna rebuild a fuck ton of Hydra agents, and I want to get that new Baron Zemo that's coming out, and I want a Baron Strucker, and want a new Madam Hydra. Please, Hasbro, hurry the fuck up with my Hydra shit. Re-release fucking Zemo. God damn it. That figure is old as shit now, and it's ridiculously expensive on eBay. Please, I'm begging you.
That Red Skull figure is fucking phenomenal. I was pretty much the same with Red Skull. I still am not pleased with the cap I have because he has a paint defect on it.
No,
But
I've
thankfully,
got
we're getting.
yeah, the 20th anniversary one. I've got that pre-order.
Yeah. I have all those pre-ordered because that Iron Man's just different enough from just slap him in. That Hulk though.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Chris was telling me you were excited about that.
Oh, dude, it comes with the little. I was like $40. I don't care. Because he comes with that little like fucking rock.
Yeah.
The Game of Smash rock. Fuck, that's all I need.
The cap I'm getting because it's like a definitive upgrade from the cap I have, which is the retro card one, which is a good cap, but it's not a great cap. I'm a great cap. I'm
I have.
skipping. I'm skipping Iron Man because I've never cared for the helmet design with the poking up yellow bits. That just looks weird to me. And I'm skipping Hulk purely because it's a lot of money for a figure that doesn't look much different from the Hulk I already have and I'm happy with.
Yeah, I have Red Hulk, Gray Hulk, Wolverine 2-pack Hulk, Maestro
Yeah,
Hulk.
I know you're Mr. fucking Hulk.
I know. The only one I'm not gonna get is the Compound Hulk because that's
Uh-huh.
But damn, that Hulk body
It's
is
good.
it's good, and this Hulk is just like fuck it, dude. You can give me 3 more Green Hulks, and I'm gonna end up buying them. Like I don't give a shit.
One thing's for sure though, we're both getting fucking towed.
Oh my god, yeah.
uh,
But
all
yeah.
right.
So do we want to do the rest of our honorable mentions?
Yeah, next would be number one. So why don't you do your second round of honorable mentions, and then I'll do mine before we move on to our number ones.
Um, Second round of honorable mentions gonna be Human Torch, Marvel Legends Human Torch, the clear one from
Mhm.
the FF Retro Wave.
Yeah,
Did I already say Red Carpet?
I don't think you did. You brought him up a couple times, but I don't think you said he was an honorable mention.
Um, I'll sling Ratgar in. Cad Bane for sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
I actually got him a couple days ago finally, and I really like him, but I'd already made my list, so maybe he'll be on the list next year.
yep. This Hello Kitty character card definitely added. It's something I love doing.
Fair enough,
Uh,
friend.
what else? Oh yeah. I can't remember what it is. I got it like 4 months ago. It's that fucking missile truck transformer from Reveal the Shield, I think.
Hailstorm?
Yeah,
I'm surprised I got that.
yeah. That's who that is. I bought him unopened. That figure. I watched like few talk about him, and I was like, I want to experience. I also want it in every color now, but that shit almost made the list.
I think they only made him in one other color. They made a blue one called Mindset.
I'd be chasing down some of the I forgot what they're called. The other one came out that have like drone combiners, like drone arms.
That sounds familiar, but I don't know off the top of my
It's
head.
like a fire truck guy. There's they did like a Dinobots one, like the fucking auto transfer plug the.
Oh, the Crash Combiners?
I don't
Oh
think
no, the Power Core Combiners, you mean?
there you go, power cord.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you get one of those this year, you mean?
yeah, I got drag strip or whatever. I got the fucking fire
Okay.
guy, the helicopter, and somebody else. I loved drag strip so much. His arm broke in me.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that, but your delivery was just great.
Yeah, it was a great figure, but his arm did. My other 2 runner-ups are probably gonna be the 2 Icemen I got this year because I got classic Iceman, Apocalypse Iceman. Honestly, like it was really hard for me not to make him one or put him on the list, but I don't know, man. I love that figure so much. I have, god damn it, that fucking. I always that's something I've always wanted. That's definitely like my hardest like runner-up. Except for uh my ultimate runner-up, Trenchcoat Raphael.
Oh, sick.
So you go ahead and do.
Okay, my remaining runner-ups, excuse me. Uh, First off, the AEW ringside exclusive TNT champion Cody Rhodes. I think it's just as good as the Chase Cody I got, but the Chase Cody just beats it out because of all that sentimental attachment and like wow factor that figure has for its rarity. Um, Classified series, 2 army builders I got that I really enjoyed. The Red Ninja, I feel like is a real unsung hero of that line. Like, yes, it's a lot of Snake Eyes reuse, but it's just such a solid figure and comes with way more accessories than it has any right to. And then I totally agree with you. The Target exclusive Cobra Trooper is fantastic. I really love it. It's going to be interesting to see if the bat beats it out for me or not. It probably will, but I like the Cobra Trooper enough that it's possible the bat could be like tied with it. For Star Wars, I got Clone Commander Bly. He's probably my favorite clone trooper I've picked up from the Black Series so far. He just, even though he's on the older body, he feels really solid. It feels like That's like the release where they perfected the old body before moving to the new one, and now like half the releases are on the new one and half the releases are on the old one, but they're still shitty somehow. Jedi Knight Obi-Wan from Attack of the Clones, that's the one I display right now. I have Clone Wars Obi-Wan, and I thought about getting the archive Revenge of the Sith one a couple times, but I'm gonna bide my time and cross my fingers that they just remake Revenge of the Sith from the ground up, because that figure, even with the archive face printing, is bad. It's just bad. But the Attack of the Clone ones is good enough for my wanting, because I have as many memories of Attack of the Clones as I do Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is just the more popular. I also got the Armorer. She is fantastic, way better than she has any right to be for a character who barely had an action scene. She articulates super well, and it's just fun to mess around with. Also, finally got Deluxe General Grievous. Something I've been wanting for a very, very long time, even back before I was collecting Black Series. I looked at that figure and I was like, I should get that. I loved my General Grievous as a kid. I had the four-armed one that came out with Revenge of the Sith, and I played with that figure till I broke it. Then I bought a second one and played with it till I broke it, and then Clone Wars was out, so I got a Clone Wars one and didn't play with it a whole lot. And General the Black Series one is just such a good update on it. It's everything I could possibly want from a General Grievous figure. It's oh man. And then Beskar Armor Mandalorian I got this year, and probably would have made the list were it not for the fact that the cape he comes with is absolute ass. It's just a rubbery piece of plastic that makes posing impossible sometimes, and you can't put the jetpack and it on at the same time. So I had to buy a third-party wired cloth one that I now really like, and I love the way that figure looks. But it's the same thing as Grimlock, where I had to buy something extra with that figure to get it to be the way I want it to be and properly enjoy it. So I feel like it can't go on the list. And that's it.
That's fair enough. I mean, like we,
Mhm.
Bly and Gree are my favorite Clone Commanders. But I got Bly last year, and I
Yeah.
got Gree. He's pretty good. I also got Cody. That Cody.
Yeah, the Cody was such a fucking letdown, because I got Bly like a week before and I was like, oh, this is great, and this is almost Cody, but it's not. I hope Cody is this good, and then I got Cody and he couldn't fucking stand.
My biggest letdown this year was probably the shirtless Maul.
Fair enough. I know you were really looking forward to that.
I just want a good.
My if I'm gonna say my outright biggest letdown, that would probably be I got the Cyberverse Deluxes of Grimlock and RC, because I really love Grimlock and RC and Cyberverse. I feel like they're really fun, fresh takes on those characters that still say recognizably true to G1 while doing new stuff with them. But RC is literally a shell former, and it's probably just my copy, but Grimlock had insanely loose ball joints. Like even doing floor polish couldn't make him usable, so I ended up selling.
That would hurt.
All right, man. Let's bring it home. What's your number one?
The Casey Jones from that NECA 2-pack.
I
I hunted that figure so that 2-pack.
remember. I remember that.
Hunted and found once. I found it and I didn't have enough money and no one was able to lend me the money to get it, so I had to hide it. I didn't necessarily hide it, but like I came back the next day and it was gone, and I was just fucking devastated. And then they reissued it, and I fucking walked in and I was like, just like fucking a gasp, and then like grabbed that bitch. And goddamn, those like Neko turtles are just fucking out of the park. Literally, like goddamn, I don't understand how they cost what they cost and not more.
Everyone I talk to who has them loves them.
Yeah, and I'm very glad that they recently announced that we're getting they're gonna do more turtles for the second movie, because I'll be able to fill out my turtles, because right now I have 3 of them.
No.
Do I have less? Do I just have Michelangelo? I forgot who came with Michelangelo. Because I have that pack, but I haven't opened. So I think I have 2 rafts I think I have Naked Raph, Secret Raph. And I do love that Raphael. And it really makes me want, because like I remember I love that Raphael in like the trench coat and the fucking hat, and I love Ben Grimm in a trench coat and a hat, and I had
Oh
that Toy
yeah,
Biz
it's
figure of
it's
him in the
such an
trench coat.
aesthetic.
Yeah, like I love that shit so much. But this Casey Jones, like Casey Jones, is one of my favorite characters, and that rounds out the like just about every character I think is really cool with a mask, because that fucking mask. I have the replica of that mask, King. I've cosplayed Casey Jones like 4 times. It's like my first cosplay. Man, I absolutely love that version of Casey Jones. Just his accessories are everything. You get it all. You get all the goddamn bullshit in the fucking bag. Fucking cricket bat, baseball bat, fucking golf club, and just other shit.
And that's just Pain 101.
The figure just kills it. It's just good. If you ever, you won't. Because
So fuck you.
yeah, that's just how it goes. Honestly, dude, it was so hard.
That's collecting in the pandemic era. Yeah, if you ever, nah, you won't get it. So fuck you.
Yeah, I mean NECA makes it extra.
Like I'm low key happy I'm not a Turtles fan sometimes because it's like you guys are getting awesome stuff, but it seems stupidly hard to get it sometimes.
Oh, the Frankenstein Raphael, that melted my
Um,
brain.
that is so tempting. That is so
And
tempting
they
to
better
have.
do a second wave of that shit, because you damn sure aren't giving me fucking 3 turtles and April O'Neil and not about to give me another turtle in some other fucking
Bro, Casey
thing.
Jones as Van Helsing. Let's fucking go.
Whatever it is, dude. Yeah, like also that's great. I'll give them their own shelf at that point for that. They're already getting their own shelf. Because I have a lot of turtles, because I have a lot of
I
Megatron
should
turtles.
clarify. It's not that I'm not a Turtles fan. I'm not a Turtles collector. There's never been a line that's hit me hard enough to make me start buying turtle toys.
You know what I'm waiting for? The Super 7 figure. Really cool for those retro toys. What I want is for them to start doing retro of like the Fox Turtle show.
The 2002 series.
Yeah, because bro, I still have those.
Yeah, there's been low key a demand for that and like more 2000X He-Man recently.
Don't know about that turtle series is just like icon, almost like as iconic as case.
Yeah, there's been low key a demand for that and like more 2000X He-Man recently.
Don't know about that turtle series is just like icon, almost like as iconic as Casey.
All
And
right. All right. Well, my number one, bit of a sleeper hit for me, but a unexpectedly wonderful treat. Hasbro Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Voyager Class Cyclonus. I was so blown away by this thing because like I had heard people say it was good when it came out, but I didn't open it until October, and getting to open it in like this weird vacuum of I had seen people talk about it, but it was long enough ago that I didn't remember what people said specifically. It was like I was experiencing it fresh with no one having, I guess, spoiled me on it. It it was so fun messing around with that thing the first couple days because it's just such simple, clean engineering that the sculpt stays true to that animation model to a ridiculous degree. But all the articulation you could need is there. There's no extra bullshit. Just here's a gun, and the certain parts of him just feel so good and chunky when you're posing him and when you're transforming him that like it fucking takes me back to like Unicron trilogy levels. Like the way those legs transform, it feels like I'm holding some of my favorite Energon and Cybertron figures again. And then what can you say about that vehicle mode that hasn't already been said? It's one of the most beautiful things Floro Deary ever designed.
yeah,
Just perfect figure. And that's why it's my number one.
yeah, I don't blame you, man. That fucking spaceship mode, goddamn. Honestly, I like the Galvatron robot mode is dope, and I like his other mode. He does everything. But
I
that's like
wanted to like I wanted to like Galvatron and Scourge just as much, but it's not that they're bad. It's just that they don't have that certain extra spark, that extra je ne sais quoi that Cyclonus does.
Yeah. Some of those studios, which he was in, pretty much.
Yeah. Hey, did you hear Blaster's been showing up in the States the last couple days?
Yeah, I was hoping I'd find him.
Somebody found him in North Carolina today, so I'm like, maybe I should hit up my stores tomorrow.
If you're finding him up in here, my targets.
Mm.
But yeah, that Cyclonus kills it, hands down. I'm surprised it's your number one.
I am too, honestly. Like, I was thinking about it, and it's like, man, nothing took me back to childhood as much as that thing did this year. Like, there's things that are definitely like, it's a modern figure of a thing I had or wanted when I was a kid that I got this year. But that Cyclonus, like, because I can remember as a kid watching the movie and being like, oh, Cyclonus looks really cool. And then a couple of years later, Universe Cyclonus came out, and I saw reviews for it, and I was like, that toy looks great. But I never saw it on shelves. I don't know why. I just never saw it. And then finally, a couple of years ago, I got a Universe Cyclonus secondhand, and I really enjoyed it. And then this thing got announced, and I was like, should I not? And then we basically got confirmed that we were getting the other two, and they were all going to line up together. And I was like, all right, I should get rid of this guy and just pre-order all three of them. And I feel like that Cyclonus just delivers on the long promise of a good G1 Cyclonus to me. And again, in the engineering, it takes me back to what I loved about Transformers as a kid, which is that big chunky robot feel.
Yeah, and like I said, man, we've been getting spoiled with these. We really have.
Like, there's nothing in oh god, I forgot what it's called. The Next Generations line. Yeah, there's nothing in Legacy Wave 1 that I'm like, gotta have that. But I'm sure there's something in there that if I get it, it would blow me away.
I'm already the complete opposite. Because they announced that bulkhead. Like, it'd be cool to get any other bulkhead, but I do kind of have the best Transformers Prime bulkhead. So, like, I don't think they'd make something modernly better than that. It'd be great. I'll take it, but if I have that figure. But I wanted that character to get more presentation. That's what he did. And they made him a big old ass robot, and they gave his silly little poncho a fucking riot shield extra thing, and he's got his little punchy fucking, and that shit is absolutely, unless it's a flaw or something.
I hope it's good. I hope people get to liking it.
I'm ready for some more, because we're getting that Metroplex. How do you feel about it?
I could take it or leave it. I don't love Metroplex. He's not one of my favorites, but he looks neat.
But yeah, that's a pretty hot pick.
All right. Well, I think that is about everything we need to go over. So, sir, since you've not been around for a little bit, why don't you tell the good folks where they can connect with you on them their interwebs should they want to? I don't know why I went into my southern accent there.
My name on most, but my Instagram. Hit me up, hit on me, or just hit me. I don't care.
Nice. And I, of course, am the Vac I make videos about tokusatsu and other things here on the internet. You can find me at youtube.com/c/thevacumanator. You can also follow me on Twitter to hear anything and everything I want to say. That's at the Vacumanator, and you can follow me on Instagram for any photos I might want to post at _Vacumanator. But before you go anywhere, please do us a big favor, support the show by giving a like, commenting down below, let us know what some of your favorite things you picked up in the last year were. Subscribe and ring the bell in order to enable notifications so you get every episode of this podcast and all the other podcasts we do here at Modular Media as they come out. If you're listening on an actual podcasting platform, please follow us there to help us out with that algorithm. If you would like to get updates on when and where new stuff is coming out, please follow us on Twitter at the Modular Media and join our subreddit r/Modular Media. But, folks, that is going to do it for this special edition of Modular Components. Thank you all for joining us for our ramblings and ravings about plastic playthings. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you have a happy new year, and hopefully have a great year of collecting in 2022. I'm certainly planning to, but you never know. We'll see how things go. Hopefully good. Until then, everyone, have a good night.